Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, The Journey Home. I am your Dungeon Master, Darby, and joining me as always are Zoe, playing 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, Emily, playing Beatrice, Laura, playing Conrade, Mitch, playing Designation 42, 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, and Johanna, playing Fall. Let's jump into it. So, where we've last left off, the party continued through the tomb, retrieving another of the artifacts or magical items of the spirits here. One of them now possessing 𝗖𝗧𝗦𝗧, the very cautious 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧. They then, after a brief rest and identification of the magical items they had gathered thus far, descended down into the second level of the tomb, discovering a new rhyme from the tomb's architect, and or a new warning from the tomb's architect, and a secret door, which, upon some unlocking from Conrade, made apparent a pool of a strange pool of water that seemed to show visions through the eyes of a dwarf-like creature shambling around somewhere. This room itself also contained a secret door, which the party were then able to go through, again thanks to Conrade's phenomenal thieves tool skills, allowing them to find apparently some sort of forge room and some form of office. The forge room having a collection of undead dwarves working on something inside of it, and the office having a strange white-like humanoid undead wearing a mask and accompanied by a great deal of disembodied hands crawling around. So, what would people like to do?
I think at the moment it's just Conrade and Beatrice up ahead, because 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 went back to go and tell the others what had happened.
Okay. And I think he'd started coming around, from what I understand. Or...
Maybe. It depends how long they've taken.
Maybe we should see what those are doing.
Yeah. So what is that group doing? So that it would have taken a bit to kind of do the observations in particular. Yeah. But yeah, so it probably was about a minute or two all up spent in there.
Okay.
So enough to let them know and start making their way around. So what are folks doing on their way around, I guess?
Oh, well. So 𝗖𝗧𝗦𝗧 would have come around and been like, beep boop, we can see through a creature's eyes in the pool of water. Not, I'm assuming.
Didn't quite get the dialect right, but yeah.
Apologies. So 𝗖𝗧𝗦𝗧 would have... So Beatrice and Conrade, are they still looking in the pool of water, or have they continued on ahead?
We identified another secret door, which arguably was not very well hidden. They are investigating that while I come and inform you of what's happening.
Right. Good. It's good to know what risks may potentially lay ahead. Well, we can follow through, certainly.
Very well. Exley will slowly begin leading the party down the hallway.
Okay. And yeah, you eventually reach this room with the scrying pool.
Oh. Haven't seen one of those in a long time. Fall, have you ever seen one of these?
Maybe. I don't know if it was this specifically. It was just a fancy pool of water.
It can be hard to tell, yes. But it is strange to see one where the scrying is constant, not an active choice on our part. Normally you have to cast the spell to scry.
That is very strange to keep magic going that long.
Interesting.
I don't know why they do it. I don't know why we want to stalk this particular person.
Some sort of security measure? It seems to be connected to their mind. Observing it. She wouldn't. Siri's just gonna look at it. And then look up at the open secret door. Just kinda, can she see Conrade through there and Beatrice near that? Or
Beatrice
are they
was just sort of inside had just sort of stepped through and was waiting for Conrade to have a bit of a look ahead.
Yeah, you can just see Beatrice. Conrade is probably blocked from your sight by the center of that spiral staircase.
Okay. Then Siri's gonna be like, well, there hasn't been any screaming or sudden reappearance of shadow creatures, so I can only assume Conrade has yet to find something too dangerous. So she's gonna look in the pool a bit more. Is there anything she can, I don't know, work out about the size of the temple, what any of these rooms mean?
Roll me a flat intelligence check for this.
Okay.
As you're walking,
Are you?
This is either a nat 20 or a nat 1. Nat 1. Yeah, it's hard to tell, this.
Her glasses fog up.
Yeah. It's without any real context for what you're seeing, it's hard to really get a proper sense of direction or location from this, other than this thing is moving through the tomb.
Well, it certainly does imply that every room we have gone into has secret doors. Beatrice and Conrade probably already knew that. I haven't been paying that much attention. But if every room has secret doors, then that means there is a way into and out of every room without potentially activating things like the skull trap or the fan or even the crystal door.
That is very useful.
Yes. It's good to know.
For sure.
And certainly if it is working some kind of, if it is going from room to room, clearly cleaning or organizing things, doing maintenance, then there is reason to deduce that it is doing it for someone.
I mean, that's right. There's an awful lot of people or creatures in here. And there's so much care in each room. They must all be working for someone.
Yes. For a scrying to be constantly in effect, for a creature to be cleaning, for all these creatures to have stayed in here so long. there has to be something at the center of this that is the root of this curse we are sent to eradicate. Surely a living creature, mayhaps. I had assumed it was maybe an area of effect left from a time long ago, but
Yes.
it is strange to find living creatures here.
Absolutely. What a terrible place to work.
I certainly don't think they're getting paid the correct rates, at the very least.
No, and I think this this is a definite privacy issue.
Yes, actually, this is quite an invasion of privacy on the employer's part. I'm sure if a cursed temple had a human resources department, they would be on call every day.
Absolutely.
Well,
I don't really know. I mean, I've to be looking at like the riddle. This doesn't seem to refer to that or anything. Unless it's the
no.
ring is a path to another tomb and we have to jump into the pool of water. But no, that's probably not it. I think what you've gotten from this is probably, well, I can't add anything.
That's just, I'm coming at it from a certain perspective. It doesn't mean it is the correct one. Certainly there is every chance that there are... She goes to say something and then in her head remembers that Conrade was quite cagey about the ring he got her to identify. So she's going to be like, I'm sure there are other rings within this temple that could potentially be some aspect of that, but there is every possibility that we are meant to jump into this thing. Or, I don't know, maybe there's a ring of mushrooms or a ring of daisies, like all those legends of the Fae.
That's true. I guess I will, I'll keep an eye out for ring-shaped things.
Clever, very good. Yes. Well, nothing for it but to see what Beatrice and Conrade are up to, I guess.
Yes. Okay. Let's see what our next move is.
Yes. And I'm assuming through all of this, 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 is looming over the two of us.
𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 has been standing just off to the side, cocked his head, and is considering what human resources department could possibly mean.
Fair.
Very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fall is definitely pointedly ignoring 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧. Sorry, Mitch.
𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 does take note of this, and if Fall and Beatrice kind of go forward to talk to... did I say Fall and Beatrice? I meant Fall and 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧. If they walk forward to go talk to Beatrice and be like, what's Conrade up to? She will kind of place herself in, like, on the side of Fall closest to 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, like a little barrier. And then just kind of tap the back of his hand with hers, like gently, to kind of just be like, I'm here. And then scurry, over to Beatrice.
Beatrice just sort of raises a hand as if to stop and shut up.
A look of recognition crosses over 𝗖𝗔𝗧's face, and she just kind of opens her mouth really wide and then closes it. You're muted.
Beatrice is then going to sort of beckon you back towards the pool of water. Because whilst Conrade hasn't told Beatrice what he saw, Beatrice did notice that he was definitely a lot after he looked at the first door. Beatrice is like, something's up.
Okay, maybe we shall not see what Beatrice and Conrade are up to, 𝗖𝗔𝗧 says, once she is far enough away that Beatrice will not punch her.
Oh, yes, I guess so.
Yes. And then she's going to make exaggerated little hands at Beatrice as if to be like, what is going on?
Beatrice is just gonna shake her head and just sort of mime, stay.
Stay or just move forward with our hands up? Step, I never learned this. Does Conrade need help?
Beatrice just shakes her head and turns back to the stairwell.
I think she means we need to hold our positions.
Okay.
Beatrice gives a little thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm suddenly far more anxious about this situation than I was 10 seconds ago.
So Conrade, as you observe in the keyhole, the white figure in here, and that is white as in WIGHT.
Yeah.
Seems to be all the motions he's going through, or they are going through, seems almost like those of going through paperwork.
Interesting. So Conrad takes all this in, and then again, still creeping, he's going to then kind of make a face, but then he's going to then look at the spiral staircase, I guess.
Hey, yeah, the spirals.
Doesn't pay much attention to Beatrice as he kind of creeps past her, unless she stops him.
And head.
She will sort of place a hand on his shoulder before he goes too far down.
He starts a bit.
And she's going to whisper very quietly. You saw something, didn't you?
Yes. That door, he points to the one where the dwarves were in, has creatures like Exy's old friends in there, moving some sort of contraption. That door, and he points to the one he just looked in, has another creature, undead, who is doing paperwork. I am going to look down the stairs now. Both probably dangerous, so best be on guard.
Careful.
I will be. And then what Conrad's going to do is, after some consideration, oh no, yeah, he can't do that. That's fine. He just nods and then just sneaks downstairs, or down the stairs. I think they're down or up.
Down
Down,
from
yeah.
here.
I do that. I sneak.
So yeah, 3 archways overlook a circular chamber. Is this
17 for stealth.
Okay. So going down here, 3 archways overlook a circular chamber where a spiral staircase descends into darkness. The staircase wall, lined with unlit torches. So there are 3 other levels to this this spiral staircase. The first one, there is a closed door at the kind of landing that you can go through. It doesn't appear to be locked, though it is shut. Going further down, you find the landing here simply leads out to a section of corridor with no apparent door, but with a little bit of focus. I would say you have enough of a you have decent enough perception to be able to work out there is a secret door there.
Okay, interesting.
And then going further down, you reach the base, and there is another closed door there, as well as a corridor down. And in the corridor down, there is some strange green substance on the ground in the corridor. You're not sure from here whether it's more of a slime or a mossy-like substance, but it's strange green substance.
Okay. Interesting. Conrade takes note of all this, then looks back up the stairs, and then reaches into his pocket and throws a ball bearing at the green stuff.
All right. Let me double check with the gears. So, okay. Nothing happens as the ball bearing hits the slime.
Okay, so
Although I would say, yeah, with you at least
you can tell
get,
it's that texture.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It
Okay.
seems to be a more viscous substance from the way that the ball bearing hits it, rather than the more rather than the texture of something more mossy.
Okay. Conrad takes note of that, and then he sneaks back up the stairs, I guess, unless he sees anything else.
Yeah. Notably, this is the corridor you'd be able to work out from that the dwarf-like figure was moving through once it got through that secret door after the rooms that were pentagon-shaped.
Okay. Conrad takes note of that and figures that probably this area you should be watchful for, because he might come back this way. And then he's going to go back up the stairs.
All right.
And there he is. So I guess he conveys this to Beatrice.
Muted.
I assume as soon as Conrade's up, Beatrice sort of grabs Conrade and beckons everybody back out into the back out through both of the secret rooms onto the balcony.
Okay.
Around the corner a bit to discuss.
Okay. Yep. Conrad will do that. Cool. He will convey the information in the same way that he conveyed the previous stuff. And then he will also mention that he thinks this is like a servant's hallway. There certainly seem to be employees of some regard around here. But since we do not know really the nature of what we are meant to be doing here, apart from stopping something, it is difficult to say, though I believe that experiment room may help. Also, the bottom level seems to be where the creature that we saw through the eyes of was. Those are my observations. It is difficult to work off so little information in the first place.
It is good to know, though, we are not the only... I guess living is the wrong word, but we are not the only creatures here.
Good to know as a matter of perspective.
So, Sevia is going to look at kind of Artus and Dragonbait. Be like, do you have any more information about what it is we are actually meant to be stopping, apart from some kind of all-reaching curse? Any indicator that it has a caster, a ritual that will dictate what we do next? And there is every chance that a ring of creatures with bubbling blood is probably our best bet so far, but it seems as if there are many avenues we could take here.
None that I'm aware of. It's seems to be something that's evading the minds of the Arenal. And if anyone was to know, it would be the Arenal.
Right. This was far easier when we had a direct target to shoot at. It feels foolhardy to just pick a room and run in and see if that is what sticks, but what do we think? Is it worth defeating these ritual casters and whites in masks, or should we continue to sneak through the servants' areas?
As you're
Try to find the root of the castle.
As you're discussing this, you all see a skeleton similar to the one you saw upstairs run past. This one, rather than a triangle shape on its head, it has a square shape to it.
Oh, catch. Go catch. You wanted to do it before. Decision now.
Yes, okay. Fall will run after it
And Conrade will run after Fall.
Okay. Okay. For simplicity's sake, we'll just use initiative from before. Fall. Unless Exley wants to do anything, Fall, you are the first of the people chasing after it.
Excellent. Well, I've got 45 walking speed or 90 if I'm dashing.
Yeah.
Is that enough to grab it in one go? Or
Yeah. It's enough even without the dash that like you're acting on this quickly enough. And so yeah, I guess roll me an athletics check to grapple it.
Okay.
It makes an athletics or acrobatics to resist.
Athletics is not my strong suit. That's a 7.
I rolled a 5 total.
I just very feebly grab it and it's like, oh no. I sprint and then just kind of like gingerly grab its arm.
I think what happens because of the narrowness of this area, you kind of leap to like close the distance and kind of trip in the landing. It tries to boost its speed a bit to avoid you, trips itself, and you're in the recovery. You kind of flounder about and kind of pin it to the wall.
That's great. Conrade, I got it.
Alright, kind of does that thing where like you're running, and then he kind of just like slows down as he sees this all. He's like, "Good job." And then strides up to the points his rapier at the skeleton. Who are you? What you doing?
It doesn't respond. Like
Speak.
it looks at you, and like it's a skeleton. It is expressionless.
Where are you going? Point.
It kind of struggles to kind of point towards the direction it was going, so up towards the northern corridor.
Are you an employee here? Noro, shake your head.
Kind of.
The hand, like the kind of hand wave.
Fair. Interesting. I was like, I really just wanted you to do something, so I'm surprised this kind of happened. But it's clearly going somewhere. If it ran away the last time,
It's gonna try to take its daggers and stab at you, Fall, to try to get
Cool.
free. It does
can I get
do
an
this.
opportunity attack because I'm next to him? Fall.
Yeah, because you have Sentinel, don't you? Or
No, I don't
you
anymore.
used to.
No. Yeah.
Technically not,
No
but
one's in
you will
melee
be.
with me. Or
So no, unfortunately.
That's
But
fine.
you will have an opportunity to attack very soon. It does have disadvantage because it is grappled. I did roll quite well with those. So it comes down to so its lower one was a 17, which misses. The higher one was a 19, which does hit.
Yeah.
So you take It's still going to be next to nothing.
Wait, I thought it had disadvantage.
Yeah,
Doesn't that mean it would?
it had two attacks,
Oh,
so the lower results.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
get you.
So 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And now, Conrade, you can attack it if you so desire.
I may desire. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I don't have anything to disarm it. Yeah, I will attack it then.
Okay.
Cool. So that's 30 to hit. No, yes. Yeah, 30 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so D8 plus 8. So 14 damage. It's piercing though.
Yeah, it's not resistant to piercing at all. It kind of just it stops being animated, and most of it crumbles to dust, other than the skull with like the stone square, almost key-like headpiece
My goodness.
affixed to it.
So it like stabs falls trying to pin it, and then I stab it. And it just
Yeah.
crumbles to dust.
in my
Yep.
hands.
I'm just like,
That was
spits
before
out
your sneak
some
attack
dust.
too, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was rude of it.
Ow. Yes. Good one.
No problem. Well, it's kind of rude. Shouldn't stab someone when you're trying to ask questions.
Yes, true.
Well, that's that then. Might as well take the skull. Might cheer up 42. In the absence of Prime, after all.
Yes, I suppose so. It might be of use as well.
It's a fun shape, so you know.
So the other one were useful as well, I guess.
Yes, might help. Well, good job. You caught it at least. So,
Yes, thank you. Say, actually, do you know why Exley tried to blind me before? Did you see that happen?
Conrade kind of like crouches down to pick up the skull and like look at it while he's standing up again. He's like, I'm not sure. 42 said that he assessed that he was trying to stop you from seeing the creature so you wouldn't be afraid. He said it would have been temporary.
Okay.
So it was spell. I saw he tried to cast spell on you.
Yes,
He
that's
assured
right.
it would have been temporary, but you cast it off.
Yes, I think that's actually one of the spells I trained with before casting off.
Interesting.
Hmm.
You did a good job back there.
Well, thank you. I would have liked to be able to get some hits in on that thing, but that's not always possible.
It was a strange creature. It is understandable to be hesitant. And best course of action was to flee. So that is good.
Yes, I guess so. I guess we got there in the end.
I know there's many times that I have picked fights that I should not have and should have fled from instead. So I think it is good choice. A good tactical decision. But you end up with a bloody nose or worse.
Yes, that's true. Fool looks like, I don't know, kind of like pleased and surprised by all this. No,
Conrade- Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
And you handled it all well as well.
I did the best I could. I didn't mean what I said back there. I am sorry about the leather thing. But we're all alive, so that's fine. Well, except for Prime, obviously. But, you know, and then, does the skull still have a mandible?
Yes.
All's well that ends well, he makes the skull say.
Inspiration for that.
Are you sure? Because Conrade currently has 2 points of inspiration. So that give me 3.
I mean, Fantasy Grounds can handle up to 3, so I'll allow
Oh
it.
my god. Conrade does that and just like he's so self-satisfied by the joke, like by the mirth he has created. He's like, yes, I'm funny, good. My god.
Paul's just like, okay, yeah, he's doing that. All right. I think that was humor. Cool. And he just like laughs along at it.
Good, yes.
Nice. Excellent. Well, I guess I'll have to have a talk about that thing with 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 as well. Oh, and like you were saying, the thing about the lever, I think that was just an accident. How are we supposed to know what all these tricks and traps are going to be doing?
Yes, we don't have much information, so I logically thought that would have solved the problem, but I suppose not. It was a poor call.
Yes, but we all made it through it, so it's okay. And
Yes.
I do appreciate you not dropping me.
I would not want to drop you, so I'm glad that it didn't take much longer to get back up again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, me as well. All right, then let's take your new friend here over to the others.
Yes, absolutely. Conrade will stride ahead back to the group.
Who
Whatever
are
they're doing.
kind of vaguely aware of this encounter because it's not like it's like happening 20 to 30 feet away from them. But yeah.
That's fine. Excellent. Conrade holds up the skull. He's like, well, didn't capture it. Well, 4 did capture it. It didn't last long.
Sevia is immediately torn between the fact Fall has been stabbed and, ooh, a new thing to learn about.
A weird thing on its head.
Yes, it looks like some sort of important shape. Maybe. I'm not sure. One for the collection, 42?
Perhaps.
2 heads might be more fun, don't you think?
This one lacks sheen.
True. Not as fancy, but maybe useful for other purposes.
Actually, we'll just stand there.
Yes, well, it might turn up as a clue later on for another puzzle.
Indeed. Is it heavy, Darby? Like stone, or is it's just a skull?
It's not overly heavy. It's got a bit more heft to it than a normal skull would, but not incredibly so.
Okay.
It's like because there's different types of stone. This is the type of stone that's kind of grafted to the skull is on one that's on kind of the lighter end, kind of less dense construction.
Okay, it kind of looks contemplative, but just still holds onto the skull and then just kind of steps to one side. Goes quiet.
Does Fall look like they particularly care about having been stabbed?
Not overly. It's not like the Periwinkle incident when they made a very big deal of it. I think they probably just have maybe they've been sliced. It's just more of a slash across the side because it wasn't a heap of damage, so it's less than a stabbing.
Paul got stabbed.
Stabbed?
Yes.
Yes, it ruined my new shirt.
Sevia was about to go over to Conrade and be like, can I look at the skull? And then immediately is like, what do you mean stabbed? I thought it just snagged you! And goes over to Fall and makes a big fussy little deal about the little slash on his side and like just kind of faffs at him a bit and just places one hand over it as she casts Cure Wounds again on Fall, but this time he's actually damaged, and says, "You need to be more careful around things with knives that aren't Conrade or Beatrice."
Oh, I didn't know it had knives. But
Assume everything has knives.
that is a good point, yes. I'll try to stop that happening again.
All right. So 1d8 plus your wisdom, which is 2.
Yes, hold on.
So
Is Beatrice near Conrade, by the way? What's Beatrice doing presently? Sorry.
Beatrice is just watching the exchange and probably under her breath mutters, "Should probably still be careful of myself and Conrade."
Conrade instead looks at Beatrice and then looks back at those two and is like, "Stevie is fussing over Fall quite a lot, I have noticed."
I've noticed this as well. They're very close.
I presume you understand those sorts of things.
I suppose you could say that, yes.
I have not seen things like this with family, so I presume it is other things.
It can be
caring.
It
Interesting.
can be something more. Even friends. Something more than friends.
Indeed. Interesting.
Might be worth observing.
Yes, I know these sorts of things happens if you want to go to bed with someone, but I don't think this is the same thing. Because I've said before they're not entangled, so...
Maybe not yet.
Conrad looks back down at the skull he's got.
That was 3 points of healing.
Excellent.
And Sevia is very quietly going to be like, "Just be careful. Don't like it when you get hurt."
Like, Fall will be a bit like flustered and be like, oh, of course. Right, I'll try to be more careful then.
Good. Then Sevia suddenly becomes very aware that she still has a hand on Fall's side and immediately like puts both hands on her hips and is just like, "So, group consensus, are we thinking of following where that skeleton was going, or perhaps going back and looking at the little blood boily rooms that Conrade found?"
I'd feel better about perhaps following where the skeleton was going.
This is good to investigate. We know what are in these rooms. We don't know what our purpose here is apart from fixing things. So it is worth investigating. There may be things here. I had assumed perhaps items found in rooms relating to prophecy might be useful in future, but I am not certain if it is just treasure or puzzle. Of course, if we do want to go and investigate those rooms, the thing I would suggest would be making a ruckus and then bottlenecking them. But we can go and investigate where the skeleton was going. Seemed to be running somewhere with a purpose. And then wanted to defend itself to, well, I mean, it was going to die anyway, but, you know, just trying to defend itself from wherever it was going to. So it's worth investigating.
Yes, of course. Fall is just like not paying attention, just being like, what was trying to like insight check Sevia and the whole situation, but failing, rolling low. Like, what is going on?
Well, whatever the group decides is our course of action. If we do not believe that these rooms will be relevant until later, we can at least perhaps see what the skeleton was running towards. Find out what that risk may entail. assess further from there. It is hard to make choices when you do not know all the options.
Yeah.
Hands on hips.
Directional skeleton, let's go.
Good, yes, good.
He strides on.
All right.
Exley will follow.
And then you and I go, and then Beatrice goes after us, and then the other two are at the end. Yes.
All right.
That's the order we go in.
So,
Sevia mutters.
so making your way north, the walls and floor of this 15-foot square room are cracked and carved with images of terrified humanoids falling. Set into the middle of the floor is a stone bas-relief of a bearded devil face, painted with painted green. Forlorn cries echo from the black void of its gaping maw, much like the magical darkness of the devil face the floor up.
How cracked is the floor? Dangerously cracked?
Not
Or just
dangerously
aesthetically
so.
cracked.
Aesthetically cracked, yeah. It seems like it's still structurally sound.
So Conrad holds hand up and points ahead to where all this detail is. Proceed with caution. Something similar to this, to the room where the demon came out of.
I guess we try to avoid doing any spells.
Yes, I'm not sure anything that comes out of that maw will be so easily defeated.
A good idea. It's going to creep along, I guess.
And Exley will follow as well. Looking for if there's a way out of this room, or if there's any sort of, if this appears to be another dead end.
This appears to be another dead end.
Interesting. Corinne's going to study and investigate the little green statue. Not going to do anything to it, just looking at it.
Yeah.
Hands on his hips.
I mean, yeah. There's
The part.
there's the black void in the mouth. That's about it, really. Because I imagine it's not like you're gonna put your hand in there, is it?
No.
No.
And like it's just general like mournful noises coming from the mouth.
Yeah. Just generally mournful cries.
Conrad leans into like inclines his head toward Exley and whispers, I would so like for Artus to put his hand in there and see what happened. He's whispering, I can do a roll for it if you want me to.
I won't make you. I won't make
Cool.
you. You're on
He
you're on
continues to look
opposite
at-
ends of the room.
That's so good.
Can Beatrice find like a loose rock or a little stone?
I'd say with the state of this floor, yeah, you don't even need to make a check for that. What do you desire to do?
Beatrice sort of picks the rock up and sort of, weighs it in her hand and walks up to sort of Conrade and Exley and says, what if instead of hand we put the rock in mouth?
I think that's a good idea.
Perhaps everybody should brace themselves.
Okay. So
42 lift mace, perhaps.
okay.
Exley has.
I
So
prepare
for
weapon.
reference for what's about to happen here, who is by the mouth as this rock is dropped in?
Me, I guess.
Beatrice.
Exley.
Okay.
Sevia was like near the walls of the room trying to see if she could get any sense of story from all the images on the walls,
Okay,
like a tapestry.
So she'll be in the room?
She's in the room, but she's
Yeah.
not near the mouth. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We're all gonna
Yeah.
die.
Yeah, falls in the room too.
Okay, so you're all in the room, so you're all gonna be okay. So Beatrice, you drop the stone, and a moment later, can I get everyone to roll me an investigation check? Because this is to see if you can work out from the sound how far down that was.
I got a dirty 20.
Investigation?
Yes.
Just a 9, unfortunately.
Just a 9.
The voices in his brain
Yeah.
are talking too loud at the moment.
Sevia,
15.
15. Beatrice, what was yours?
22.
22. Exley.
6.
Okay, so Beatrice, Fall, and Sevia are able to get varyingly accurate bearings on how far down it is. It seems to be about 10 feet down.
Intriguing.
Does the mournful wailing change in any way when a new object is introduced?
Nope.
Okay.
Sounded like it was only about 10 feet.
Yeah.
Interesting. Artist, did you want to go and investigate?
I can certainly give it a try.
I mean, you were excited in the previous one, so I wouldn't want to curb your
What?
enthusiasm.
What has he got? I think
He has a hand that he
Got
can
a hand,
stick
he has a
in.
physical body.
yeah, but what do you learn from that?
What Conrade wants to learn.
Does it
Sometimes
get
it's not about
chunky?
learning, it's about having fun.
I'm so sorry to all NPCs.
Actually, this is an unorthodox use of this spell, but it could be fun. So magic flares up from the ring that he wears. Again, cold magic. Just gonna roll a thing. Yep. Okay. And he casts essentially a modified wall of ice to form, and you can see at the top here the lip of basically a slide being formed. Actually, this is what's the it's same amount of charges to create an ice object. So he's creating a slide out of ice.
Cute.
Fair enough.
I like it.
And slides down it.
Ooh.
Are you alive?
Yes, I seem to
Oh,
be.
damn.
Beatrice also goes, "Ee!" and then slides down.
That's cute.
All
All
right.
right. Car just throws his hands up in the air.
All right. Let me bring up this map. I was not. Okay. All right. So. So Beatrice, for you and Artus, like for the benefit of you and Artus who are down here, where did it go? Okay. 4 torches illuminate stone sphinxes crouched in the corners of this 15-foot high room. The torches cast flickering light across the hieroglyphs carved into the tiled floor. At the center of the room, a gold inlaid funeral barge stands atop a 3-foot-tall stone dais. Resting on the deck of the barge is a small golden sarcophagus decorated with horned rabbits. A dark shaft opens in the ceiling directly above the barge, while to the south, a corridor is visible through a set of fangs carved into the walls. The skeleton of a dwarf sprawls on the east of the floor, on the floor east of the barge, clad in a tattered yellow turban and dusty chainmail and clutching a bronze shield. You know what? There's also a skeleton in here. Much like the one you encountered upstairs on both previous levels. This one with a pentagonal-shaped stone structure on its head.
Beatrice quickly grabs and knocks her bow with an arrow and shoots at it.
All right, roll to hit. I will say Artus probably does the same, but yeah, you go first.
Okay. Sorry, need to find.
Actually, you know what? Artus is gonna fall. No, because then you'd be too close as well because of the base of the slide.
23 to hit.
23 certainly hits.
And that's 10 points of damage.
Yeah, that's enough to just, with the shock of this impact, just like, and almost all of it turns to dust except for its skull.
Beatrice goes and collects the skull.
All right. Easy as that. Well, that was easy.
I mean, the last one did something very similar, so I figured why not.
True. Artus is going to yell up the slide, which you do notice, like, from this end, Beatrice, like there is some of it engulfed in this magical darkness. We found another of these skeletons. We've handled it and have its skull.
Good job. Amassing quite a collection.
There's also the skeleton of a looks to be dwarf. If Exley wants some bits and pieces.
We might need some.
Right.
Do you need more bones, 42?
I do not believe so at this stage.
Pity it went
Perhaps
so
in the
well for
future.
Artus.
So I would say you two are probably right at the lip of that sarcophagus, based on where everything is. Yeah. The sarcophagus appears not to be openable at this stage. And there are hieroglyphics on the floor.
Is there any pattern to the hieroglyphics?
Okay, so let me find this image. Is it this one? Okay. So that is the image of the hieroglyphics. So it's yes. So there are, I believe, 8 shapes in all. Yeah, so there are 8 different shapes.
It's things like a snake, bug, tree,
Vulture type.
foot.
Bird,
Yeah, vulture type
pot,
bird.
staff,
Like a doorway.
wheat, dead dwarf skeleton.
Yes.
That too.
Which appears to be on one of the footprint ones.
It's just like a little tile, like trap puzzle.
Where is... Let me just double check where another thing is, because you might actually be able to see it from here. So, you do notice that there is a corridor just off to the side, where there is actually roll me a perception check to be able to see it from here, like to make it out from here.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a so what?
24.
24. Okay.
Oh, hang on. 25.
Okay. So, the logic behind this. So there is a gold disc medallion worn by a jackal-headed painting here in that spot. It appears to have been placed back in somewhat recently, or at the very least to be removable. Yeah, there does seem to be a gap in the dial too. In the medallion.
Right. Was there hieroglyphs on the sarcophagus as well?
No.
Or it's completely
So
blank? Just
there are images of horned rabbits on the sarcophagus.
Beatrice sort of shouts back up. There appears to be another corridor down this way.
Where does it lead?
Not too sure at the moment.
Okay, it's all safe in there though?
Appears to be, at the moment at least.
Be careful and let know if we should follow.
If anybody wants to. And then she turns to Artus and points out the medallion in the painting. What do you think of that?
That it may hold answers, possibly, to how to work out whatever we're supposed to do with these hieroglyphs.
Beatrice goes over to investigate the body.
Okay, so when you do that, by stepping on tiles, the passage to the east a stone block comes up to seal it off. But other than that, nothing happens. So, observing the body. No, sorry. There is something with the sphinxes. So, all four auras of maturation. All four. So, all four of the sphinxes, as you step off of the dais, begin to yawn, and masses of magically summoned locusts fly out of their mouths. These locusts form a single cloud, and each creature in the cloud when it forms. So you and Artus, yeah. Okay, so initially you and Artus are going to take. I need to get the dice for this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20, 30, 42, 46 points of piercing damage you each take as these locusts start basically biting at you.
Beatrice, startled, goes, "Ah!" and suddenly turns invisible.
Okay.
What is going on down there? I hear noise.
Locusts.
Beatrice doesn't speak.
Okay. Locusts and Beatrice appears to have disappeared.
Not good. Not good. Should retreat. Where's Beatrice?
So Artus is going to use the ring again, and he's going to repurpose the slide into a stairway. Just need to roll something. What is his? Because this might be borderline here. Okay, he's fine for now with that. Okay, and he is going to make his way up these stairs as fast as he can. Beatrice, what are you doing?
Beatrice follows.
Okay. Now, remind me, how long does this invisibility last? Because this is from Moa, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Um,
While inhabited by Moa, you can use an action to turn invisible. Anything you are wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it's on your person. The effect ends if you attack, cast a spell, force a saving throw, or deal damage.
yeah, it just lasts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're both back here. You're both back with everyone else, but you're the only one. You're the only one who knows you're here, Beatrice. Right.
What happened? Where's Beatrice?
I do not know. She stepped onto the hieroglyphs. The Sphinx statues started yawning out locusts, and then she disappeared when they started
God.
biting at us.
The disembodied voice of Beatrice just appears and it's like, well, that was strange.
Ah!
Oh, okay. Beatrice here then? Or
Yes.
Ghost.
No. I think I'm not, dead yet.
How do you know?
Well, because I can still feel the pain from the locusts that bit the shit out of me.
True, that is a good way of knowing you're alive, to see if you can still feel pain. Okay, well, that's not good.
It should be noticed.
Locusts aren't coming back up, I presume.
No, they are not. It should be noticed Artus is looking real rough.
Oh. Conrad looks at Artus and then looks at Exy like... Just inclines his head. Anyway.
I think, yep, not sure. Fun. And Beatrice goes quiet again and sort of stalks up behind Fall and just sort of grabs Fall from behind.
Is that Beatrice or is that some other ghost here?
Let's find out. Conrad has his rapier.
Don't hit me.
Ah. Well, is that an answer? Maybe. Could be something stealing Beatrice's voice after it's murdered her. I presume that can happen.
Don't just touch me out of the blue like that.
It was too tempting. Stevia,
Yes?
is there any chance you can send like a fireball down into the room below us to try and knock out all those bugs?
Most likely. Yes, it is very strange talking to you without being able to see you. Since when have you been able to do that?
Well, since the room with the teeth.
Room with teeth? Oh, the skull one made you able to turn invisible.
Well, not the skull. I think. And Beatrice sort of sighs and says, "When I touched the staff, a voice in my head happened."
Right.
And it said it could help me, and now I can turn invisible, so that's fun. But yes, I think there's another thing in the room, in the sarcophagus, but the locusts, we need to deal with them first, and the door closed. So, yes.
What else was in the room?
There are 4 Sphinx statues and a bunch of tiles with hieroglyphics on them. And when I stepped off the platform onto the first tile is when the door closed, and when I continued is when the locusts appeared from the Sphinx's mouths.
So, the first platform you stepped on closed the door, and the second one activated locusts. Is that correct?
It would appear that way.
So both effects did happen as good as simultaneously.
They both happened when I stepped on the tile.
Curious.
Some sort of traps laid with pressure plates.
Unpacking the whole possession thing later. I could possibly levitate someone over them so they don't need to be stood on.
It would be quite helpful, actually.
Yes, I hopefully it will work. I did it out accidentally last time, but that's an option if we need to go in there.
It sounds very dangerous. For no certainty on purpose of room.
Well, it appeared to be another one of the tombs.
Hmm.
So it would have another artifact and spirit housed within it.
And this was not the only entrance. There was another.
There was.
Where did that lead?
No way to know because we didn't get to investigate it.
Might be safer way to enter then. From elsewhere. There are clearly many levels. I saw those at the staircase.
I mean, it could be that something is triggered by each of the tiles or just one. I'm a little worse for wear at the moment.
I can attempt some healing if you so choose.
Oh, and Artus, you're not looking in very good condition.
No, I would certainly appreciate some healing. If it's on offer.
Yes, of course.
Let's see if this works. Puts an arm over his arm and casts second level cure wounds.
Okay. So 2d8 plus your charisma.
Apologies.
And Exley will do the same with Beatrice. He will
Okay.
just hold out a hand and wait until there's some form of pressure on it.
Beatrice grabs his hand.
And he'll do a third level cure wounds.
Okay.
It is, 16 for Beatrice. Not much.
Appreciation.
And fourth.
Did I do the wrong one? Apologies. To indeed be honest, not liking me. There we go. So that is 15 healing.
15. Not too bad. Not too bad. Still looking quite rough, but not quite as bad as before.
Good.
Yeah, he was on 4 hit points.
Ooh.
Boy.
Eesh. Conrade and Exley are like, oh no. He lives.
Someone should help them.
Beatrice was just under half.
Mm,
Oh gosh.
yeah.
So, options. We can either attempt to kill these locusts or wait until they leave, or find an alternate route. However, the tiles that you speak of did not activate when you first stepped on them. Only when you perhaps stepped on them again.
So, of note, from where everyone is, from where the slide is, Artus and Beatrice would have landed on the dais, so would not have landed on any of the tiles. So stepping off of the dais onto the tiles. Yeah,
Got you. Okay, I thought they went out to that stone. That's my bad.
and then stepping off of the dais onto the tiles, they would have, yeah.
Got it. I'm with you now. Thank you.
So, yeah, I think there's merit in the idea of levitating someone over to the medallion. There might be a clue there. That might lead us to the answer, hopefully.
We could try.
If you wish to save conserve your energy. I may have another route of getting myself over there.
Take shape?
Potentially. Unless we wish to go the levitate route.
I think it might be a good idea to have 2 people over there if we have the ability to. In case part of the problem is where we started.
Indeed. He's like looking through his little notebook. I cannot find anything that matches the this room, the description of it you have given in these notes.
I would imagine it's because it's a different floor.
Ah. So clue to each floor.
Would seem consistent so far.
We may be entering room with no upper hand. Does not mean impossible.
We also know what's in store if we fuck up too.
This is also very true.
Indeed. If choice is to go down, I think that is good one. For 42 to find one way and another via 4.
Yes, certainly. I think that would work.
It certainly is easier to get rid of a large amount of bugs than it is to get rid of creatures chanting in circles, so...
True.
Can we hear these bugs or no?
At this point, no.
We could before.
Those more perceptive of you? Yeah.
Beatrice is gonna pop back down the stairs.
Yeah, and as you go past the darkness, the locusts are gone.
Nice.
Beatrice will yell back up. The bugs are gone.
Alright. So who's going down?
I will.
Alright.
And I.
So do you wish to be levitated, Conrade?
If the problem is stepping, we can all walk on steps. Without standing on tile. So we can all go down. But I could trust your magic to attempt this, yes.
So of note, Fall, you probably will need to go down in order to actually control Conrade's direction as you concentrate on
Yeah.
this spell.
Like push him around.
Yeah.
Beatrice wanders across to the other side of the dais as everybody comes down.
Alright. So is anyone staying up? Well, I guess the only other person who's unaccounted for at the party is Sevia. Is Sevia staying up or going down?
She'll go down in case the bugs appear again.
Okay. Then Dragonbait will go down to the base and Artus will be about halfway down the stairs. Alright. So. Actually, what are you turning into?
A locust if you can.
Yeah?
Cool.
Yep. So you fly across to the now reopened little area as a locust, and Conrade, you are floated across through Fall's magic. and you can see that this golden medallion here makes way to a shape underneath. And that is a hieroglyphic-like shape of a... where is it? Of a vulture.
Okay.
Which, as luck, I guess, would have it, is the first hieroglyphic right in the doorway.
So potentially matches up with doorway where skeleton is. Can assume foot that skeleton is on should probably avoid. Vulture perhaps first point? Or all vultures good? Not sure.
It could be first point of a vulture.
Have no clue though. And so like, in this whole room, like, you know, that's just that doorway.
Yeah, there is a corridor to the other side. There is a weird kind of purplish substance, I guess, throughout.
Okay.
Yeah, a purple mold that sprouts from the floors, walls, and ceilings in different places. Smells of rotting corpses, and you occasionally see it emit this cloud of spores. 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, with your particular expertise, you identify these spores as basically harmless. So yeah.
Now it even smells like the Amber Temple. Cool. I look at the vulture thing, I guess, but Conrade's not. He's hesitant to do anything at this point.
Perhaps, if we are planning on testing things, only one should do it. Instead of everyone being in the room.
𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 says in Locust.
Oh, yeah. As we got into the corridor, 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧
Yeah.
turned back into.
Oh, okay.
Assuming there's no like hieroglyphs on the actual corridor.
No
Yeah.
hieroglyphs on the floor here.
So we can plop down there. So visually, like everyone's standing at the ice steps, and then Conrad
Yeah.
and like 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 kind of like Conrad's hovering, 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧's just standing at the corridor.
Yep.
The entrance.
Yep.
Yes, this is good point. All right. You can probably let me go here. Then everyone should move to safety, further upstairs.
Okay, you're sure you're not going to drop onto anything dangerous?
There are no tiles here, so if you let me, I should be able to stand safely. 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 is fine, unharmed. At 42, I mean.
Well, all right. Four will stop making the tunes with their lyre as they kind of fade away. The spell goes down, and then Conrad probably.
Oh, that was strange.
He flops to the ground
Flops on the ground.
immediately.
Well, that was rough.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Still new on that one. Okay,
Shall
let-
test.
Okay. So everyone on the dais makes their way up the staircase. I take it.
Beatrice sits on the staircase just below where the darkness is.
Okay.
So she is still in the room.
Okay.
Sevia will go up the stairs, but she's also attempting to like use that vantage point to look at all the hieroglyphs on the tiles and kind of make rhyme or reason of what's going on with them.
All right. So who is going to make that step, that fateful step onto the first vulture tile? Will it be Conrade or will it be 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧?
𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 is sort of standing there inspecting the medallion. The medallion comes off, like it's not attached to the painting in any way, is it?
It does appear, the medallion does appear to be attached, yes.
Oh, okay. So we can't like touch it or anything.
I mean, you can touch it. You probably can't remove it though.
I presume Conrade's drawn it while he was floating. He would have just torn the page out of his notebook and handed that to 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧. It looks like the vulture.
If you wish, I can take the first step while you remain here in safety.
Conrade looks 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 up and down. I would like to roll an insight check. Just for his general vibe. He's a robot and I have a 0 to insight. 12. What's his vibe?
He's probably a little bit more hesitant compared to a lot of the other puzzles. Almost as if he doesn't fully understand this one. But he seems, genuine enough.
Conrade cocks his head to one side in a similar way to how 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 does. He's like, I will take first step. You have magic that can heal. It will make more sense if I go first, and you come in if help is required. We
Very
shall
well.
test.
All right.
Conrad puts his little healed boot on the vulture pressure plate.
As you do so, everyone who's in the room hears, and it's a lot clearer to 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 and Conrade than it is to anyone else, but a slight, almost like something like a bit of stone rotating, and you see through the hole in the medallion the hieroglyphic 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 of a serpent. Conrade, you notice before you there is the hieroglyphic of the foot in the tile directly in front of you that the corpse is on. A hieroglyphic of what appears to be a vase or something similar to in front and right. To your side there is a hieroglyphic of a I keep losing this list of a door to your right,
Door.
to your left a scepter, and to your forward left a snake.
Interesting. So when when Conrad steps down that pressure plate, he kind of momentarily just flinches and crouches on himself, with genuine fear, but then kind of slowly straightens up as he hears the noise and then looks around.
You do also notice that the corpse has a pouch on it, and so has a pouch on it that looks like, from its shape, might contain some gems.
And how sensitive did the pressure plate that I stood on appear? The second I stepped on it, it went in?
No, it was once you started putting a little bit more weight on it.
Sleight of hand, please.
Okay.
Stubby.
Yeah, roll me a sleight of hand.
That's lucky. So, this is 2, so 15.
15. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like you basically would have had to have gotten a nat 1 to even potentially trigger anything.
Good.
Even then, I don't think I would have gotten it to trigger because
Cool.
with that modifier.
He's very nimble.
Yes. Yeah, you grab this pouch, and I'm guessing having a quick look in it, you see there is a quite valuable diamond in there, and 2 1-inch diameter crystal eyeballs, 1 dark blue and 1 vibrant purple.
So he takes that in for a moment, like, jewels, maybe for Frog. Not sure. Different level, so who knows? And he throws the bag at Exley.
So we'll catch it and inform Conrade that the symbol has changed to a serpent.
Interesting. It appears that this is the lowest pressure point. You can probably join me on this one. And I shall take next step.
Okay. Onto the serpent.
Yes.
Okay. And the dial shifts again, this time to a door, which
Did
you
it
can see.
change?
It did. There is an archway.
Archway now. It appears to be showing the way. There is only
Curious.
one close by, so perhaps the next diagonal point.
So stepping onto the doorway.
I shall proceed. Keep watch.
I shall.
Next is a reed, which again is forward and to the left for you.
Excellent.
It's the only really accessible one.
Cool. Conrad will check with Exley again, but then
Exit will relay the information.
tell him to follow behind and then go on the next step.
Next is Scarab, which there are 2 in front of you. One straight ahead, one ahead to the right.
Difficult to say here. Either could be good. It has been diagonal points so far.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Alright.
Just
Oh, it's not actually very good, which is stupid because Conrad is smart. So that's flattened. Oh no, it's just a +3 for intelligence, so that's like a 7.
7. Do you have investigation proficiency? You do not. Although perception, yeah, I'll give you this because you didn't roll, like it wasn't below 5.
Alright.
you would gain nothing by just stepping forward because because you have 2 options by stepping forward.
Yep.
If you step forward and to the right, you still have those same 2 options plus the other one surrounding it.
Ah, cool. Interesting. Yes. Alright, then we will do that point.
Yes.
Conrad will relay this to Exley.
All right.
And then he'll call out, "It is going good so far. We have found pattern."
Scepter is the next one.
Exit will relay that.
Cool. We will go on the scepter.
All right. Okay. The next one is a foot.
A foot.
Foot. Good. This is working well.
And an urn.
Good. Forward then.
And you step onto the urn, and you hear a click from the sarcophagus.
And I looked over towards the sarcophagus.
It appears to be in a state that is now openable.
Beatrice climbs down the stairs
Okay.
at this.
Follow with 42. Conrad
I
says as
shall.
he steps up onto
You're
an
still
exercise.
invisible, aren't you, Beatrice?
I am still invisible.
Yes.
They don't know I'm
Yeah.
here.
No.
Beatrice is going to try and see if she can open it the whole way.
Okay.
So
Uh,
that moves on its own without us seeing
Yeah,
it.
from your
Ding.
perspective, it moves without you seeing.
Okay, so that's a 16 to hit.
Oh,
Do
so
I
you're
hit Beatrice?
You do, and she reappears.
was that with disadvantage?
Oh no.
Because hitting an invisible target is with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. He's just stabbing at the area, so I
Okay.
presume yeah. So the other one it was a 5, so that's
There's not
17.
17?
17
Oh.
total.
Oh, still hits. Yeah. So the lower is still the 16, which hits. So
Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
So Beatrice pops back into existence.
So
Oh.
that's 14 points of damage.
Alright.
And then he kind of like he would throw the weapon away, but it's the one that he's cursed with, so he kind of like he does throw it, but it like flicks back in his hand like, oh, my apologies, Beatrice, what were you doing there?
Waiting.
Well, I obviously didn't mean to stab you, but the thing was moving.
No offense taken. I would have done the same thing.
He like throws his hands up in the air again as it turns back to Exley. Like, well, all right, good.
All right. So, you do see in this sarcophagus there are the bones of an 𝗖𝗓𝗧, as well as its spiral horn. And the spiral horn seems to... It gives off a certain aura as if it has been enchanted.
Beatrice reaches in and grabs it.
Okay, roll me a charisma saving throw.
Carter like points to Beatrice and throws his hands up again at Exley, like.
As Conrade turned around to Exley the first time, there was a thick snaking vine of thorns that was slowly making its way, like retracting back into his cloak.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. Okay, so it's between 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 and Moa. Assign one of them as evens.
What was
So
is
Moa, you've already got. 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 is this new one.
Ijin is even.
All right. What did that? So odds. So the spirit tries to make its way into you before Moa says. You hear Moa hissing within your head. Try someone else. This one's under my protection. And the spirit of 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 returns to the horn.
Beatrice just sort of like blinks and like does a little, like her feathers puff up for a second and then settle back down, and she's just sort of like, and then looks at the horn. Was it that she's grabbed?
It's like a spiraled horn.
Interesting.
Is
And
it?
she holds it up to show the other two.
All right. A horn.
Curious.
And that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
See you all next week.
Thank you for listening, everyone.
guys.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.